And I think you asked the right question, and when you asked me how long until the non-technical user is in, because we need them in. We need we need the collective. We need those people that don't think like you and I do to make it work for everybody. And that's until it works for everybody. It's cool for me and you, and but that's not what we want. Going back to the open source idea, we want it to be for everybody. You know what I mean? That's it has to be. Otherwise, you're going to have isolation and groups of power that pin other people down and that kind of stuff. That's not America. That's not freedom. If everybody doesn't have the same tools, if we don't all have freedom of speech, what do we got?
And that's what I'm truly scared of is really people not taking the opportunity, not understanding it. And then 20 years down the line, there's to be a poverty gap purely based on AI. And at that point, I mean, we saw a little bit of controlling who can use which models. Like the government saying no foreign employees can use it. And then obviously they have to shut down the entire thing. And so controlling who can use the best models at a certain point, like if that gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger,
that's bad.
Like
that's bad.
That's a poverty gap right there. Like, and so that's what I'm scared of. I have no idea what's going to happen with her.
There's scary ideas out there. When people ask me about this, my new project gig, there's a couple of younger puppies in there, and they right away when I started doing the AI stuff, the office manager's like, I generated this sheet to take out on a bid, and she goes, "Oh my god!" She's like, "You don't even know what this stuff is, and you just made this happen." I'm like, "Yeah."
But yeah, you don't even understand fully what this bid is.
I went on a gutter bid, gutter boy. But it was a gutter bid, and I printed up the measurements and stuff that I needed and the questions I needed to ask just by asking Claude Code. And it made the PDF in such a nice format. It was like right in line. It had it in sequence of how I needed to ask it. And she goes, "Oh my God, AI is going to take our jobs." So I tried to, in my most soft, open-minded way, try to like tell them where I'm at on it. And the term I always bring up to those people that really resonates is the Jurassic Park line, like life finds a way. You want to, no matter what those poverty gaps happen and scary stuff, I think by and large, the optimistic side of me, oh, there goes my headphone here. The optimistic side through all of these. Have you ever looked at that? Like when the cotton gin was implemented and some of these technology, like the way people have revolted when new technology has disrupted things, people find a way. At the end of the day, we end up coming together and making it work one way or another. And there's disruption and there's messy spots, but we figure it out.
I really try to be the link for a lot of my friends to like bring them into it. Because I'm at that age where like my age group should be really utilizing it, but a lot of people aren't. And they're like, I don't like AI. And like, I don't like it. I think it's going to take our jobs, so I don't use it. And I'm like, okay, honestly, after you dive in for 40 hours, you understand it's not going to take the job. It's going to leverage you. Correct. And so with anybody who says like, I think AI is going to take our jobs, I really try to softly, like you said, kind of reframe it and be like, hey, like once you dive in, you understand it's not going to take your job. It's just going to be who's going to get hired and who's not, because who's leveraging it.
They're the kids I was talking to. I say kids, but the younger generation. They are your age. They're mid and early 20s. I brought up the cat because she was taking I let her like tell me why she was scared, and she comes from a family from the education system. And I softly brought up the point about if you take she was bringing up specific details, and I let her talk about it. And I said, if you take a step back and if you look at how the rest of the world does, how is the U.S. education system comparatively, right? Is it pretty good? She's like, well, no. Yeah, no, you're right. So then I went on the example of, because I asked them how much long division they did as a kid. And I tried to bring up the calculator thing, because that's what they said in the 60s was like, calculator is going to make us all stupid, right? People aren't going to know how to do math anymore because we have calculators. It's like, no, there's still people that do pretty good with math. Like, so the conversation ended up in a right spot. They've let me use my tools without talking that way. So whether I got across or they just don't want to talk about it, who knows?
Like, can we just get this guy to shut up?
Right, exactly.